without further ado, let's bring our guy. And don't forget, Mike North will join us at 4:30. He is my friend, Big Z. Zander Krause joins us now here. How you doing, bro?
What up, Big Sales? What's going on, man? It's sorry for my tardiness. I looked up at the clock and realized I was a little late. My bad. But it's Friday in Lent, so I'm surviving on toast. You know, I had another piece of toast. I'm like looking. I'm like, shit, dude. I gotta eat something, or else I'm gonna get nauseous on the Sileo segment. Oh man! So I toasted up a nice piece of toast, and here I am, ready to rock.
Hey, Z.
What are you winking at me?
Wait, no. This ain't. I'm not looking for a date here. I'm looking for what's this? How you doing, Z?
Yeah, listen,
that's
man.
the AJ wink.
Don't you respect the game a little bit?
A little bit
to hit troll. It's like
you've turned the corner. You made me turn the corner on this guy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to respect the game a little bit. What are you gonna do? So, I thought it was pretty funny, but it was interesting your take about Sirianni and Vrabel. You think that was a shot at? You think that was a shot at Nick?
Yeah. He said that Mike Vrabel was always on my ass, and he holds you accountable, and it's not like here. What? Like an alarm going off. All you had to do is listen to it. He goes, "Yeah, it's not like here." What do you mean it's not?
How bad am I freezing? Everybody's calling me Timo.
Yeah, you are. You are starting to freeze up a little bit here, though. It's that new internet of yours.
This is a joke.
By the way, folks, he spends all his money on all his shit, and right now, look, he's all frozen up.
Am I really frozen up? I mean, what am I gonna do? I mean, oh my goodness.
I love the top.
Yeah, I broke it up. They're up 1-0 right now.
Oh. Canada won too, man. I want Team USA versus Canada in that final.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, sir, baby. All right. So, do you think he took a shot at him?
Not really. I thought it was funny the way he did the. I did think the troll was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I did think that was pretty funny. People like M. Reyes. Yeah, just kidding, Reyes. Love you. Pretty funny though. AJ will be back in Eagle Green.
No way.
AJ will be back in Eagle Green. You want me to stand on it? I'll stand on it. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my plate of crow. AJ Brown will be an Eagle in 2026.
What will change?
To the bank. Huh?
Okay. What will change then? His attitude, if he stays.
His attitude probably won't change much.
So what? You're going to bring back an asshole?
Well, you know something you used to tell me. Ready? I don't want choir boys. I need players. So you want me to get a shittier player because he put up a stink? I don't give a shit. Stink.
No. I just think this: if you get rid of him, you're going to be bad. But if you keep him, you might be bad.
Okay, I'd rather might than gonna.
All right. So you want to bring him back?
So,
Question is, are the Eagles tired of his bullshit?
Eagles are definitely tired of it. I mean, I think that's what Jeffrey Lurie was tired of a little bit, but I think Jeffrey Lurie knows he was right. I mean, two things can be true.
Yes.
AJ was right all year, but that doesn't mean that handling it the way he did was the best way to handle it. Now, that's where I think the discrepancy is, but we'll see. We'll see.
Hey, what about Cignetti making as much money as Nick Sirianni at Indiana? Hey, so the Indiana Hoosier job's a better job than the Eagle job. I like it.
You're like Elastigirl reaching for that shit. I mean,
what are you talking about? I don't have to deal with a GM or an impatient.
Yeah, but almost every college. I mean, you talk about this all the time. College coaching they make more money. They do, and
they have more power.
So the guy who won the Natty makes more than Nick. And by the way, we're speculating. Nobody knows what Nick makes. Not you, 15. Not Howard. Yeah, that's a made-up number.
15.
It's 15. A made-up number.
15.
Nick could be making 22 large.
He ain't making. Are you? Yeah, he's making more than Sean Payton and Andy Reid.
$22 for Nick Sirianni, my boy.
That guy ain't making more than Lane Kiffin. What are you kidding me?
My boy, Nick Sirianni.
Man, the guy's a caboose at the best. Here, all right. So here, I got another one for you. So are you in the camp that you want to draft? You said it yesterday, and I want to make sure I'm hearing it right. You want to draft Lane Johnson's replacement this year. Is that correct?
I wouldn't be upset if they did that at all. I'd be pretty happy.
Okay, then where's he playing this year?
Who? Well, the replacement?
Yeah.
It depends who you take. I mean, if you take a guy who can maybe slot inside for a year, and then you do what Cam Jurgens did.
Oh, so you're gonna sit Tyler Steen then?
Well, it depends who you draft. If you draft a first rounder, then you identify Steen as not a long-term guy, then yeah. But if it depends. I mean, it's a good question because if they identify Steen as a potential guy that they want to give another contract to, which I'm not sure if they have.
Not everybody, but wait a minute, Zander. Not everybody can make 20.
That's what I mean. And the other thing is, if you look at the Eagles' history, they swap people out of the right guard spot. They do it all. They did it with Sayamalu. They did it with Cam. I mean, they did it with Becton. Now they might do it with Steen. So
it's a 3rd round pick, though.
It's true. That's pretty good pick. I mean,
and he started, and you and John happened to think that he was okay, and I don't think he was a liability either. And so, isn't it the idea to try to acquire starters, than trying to see? Here's my take on it. I want to get a guy in the draft that can help me today, not tomorrow, especially if I'm implementing a new offense.
Right.
Don't you think Steen kind of might fit the new style of play by getting out? He's a more athletic guy. He's kind of, I don't know if he's a power guy like Becton. He wants to get out in the perimeter. Maybe he kind of fits that role. I mean, I would want to get a guy that would help my football team today, not tomorrow. Nick might not be here tomorrow.
It's true. It's a fair point. Fair point. I mean, we'll see what they end up doing there. I mean, it's going to be interesting. The tough part about the O-line is everybody's like, all right, you got to fix the O-line. It's not that easy to fix because everybody's paid buku bucks.
And got deals.
It's one thing to fix the O-line when you got, a couple draft picks that didn't pan out or something, I mean, if Tyler Steen was the biggest problem, he'd be easy to fix. But your biggest problem was your two of your higher paid guys. I mean, the biggest problem on the O-line to me was Dickerson and Jurgens. Well, those are top paid guys. So that to me is the tough part. I don't know what this means, but I do have a hilarious story if you guys want to hear it on this Football Friday.
Please tell me.
Big says, Zander, you need to feed your hamster. He's getting tired. All right, you want to hear a funny-ass hamster story?
Please.
All right, so I was in high school. And one of my best friends in high school at the time, he had an older sister, and his older sister had a pet gerbil or a hamster, whatever. I don't know what it was, a hamster or gerbil. I don't know what you call it. And they were going away on a trip. So they asked me to watch the hamster. I'm like, sure. I mean, I could watch the hamster. If you really need somebody to watch the hamster, I'll watch the hamster. So he brings it to school. I bring it home in the car. I got the gerbil in my freaking room. All right, well, long story long here, as Barrett Brooks used to say. Long story long, I'm tending to the hamster, I'm giving it the water, doing whatever. I go up one day, and the hamster's not there. I'm like, where the fuck is the hamster? He's not in the crate. I'm looking around, and then I look in the little hut he had, and I'm like, oh my God, I think he's in the hut. I pick up the hut, and he buried himself under all the hay. And I'm like, is he taking a nap? Like, what's he doing? He buried himself. Well, I couldn't get the thing to come back. So I get a pencil. I get to reach in there, and I poke him. Motherfucker is dead. Done. Absolutely cooked. Hamster was dead. And he buried himself before he died. So he must have known that when I took care of him, his time was coming to an end. And then I had to call the sister, or I called my friend. I'm like, hey, I killed your sister's hamster. I apologize. And then we hosted me and my friend filmed me. And we dug a hole in his backyard and we buried the hamster in his backyard. So that's my last experience with a hamster.
I've got a hamster story.
Oh, do you?
So my daughter was at school, and she had a roommate that had these 2 hamsters. Okay, and she didn't really take care of them, and they were leaving for the summer, so nobody was going to take care of the hamsters. So my kid goes, "Well, we're going to take care of the hamsters at our house." So we take care of the hamsters at our house. Here's what happens: the girl wants the hamsters back when she goes back to school. My wife goes like this: "No, we've kidnapped the hamsters." Wait, get this. And if she's got a problem, she can come talk to me.
Oh my
We kidnapped the hamsters, and my wife fed this goddamn thing. One of them died like before the other one, and sure enough, she was just praying to God that this thing made New Year's. And she comes all in there. She's like, "The hamster made it to New Year's." 2 hours later, he's dead.
Oh gosh,
he's
that's
dead.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we kidnapped 2 hamsters.
No good. Hamsters are no good. But the funniest part about the story that I shared was I didn't get it. Like he buried himself. Like he really knew he was
burrow. They're burrowers like that. Yeah.
Is that what they do? And then he just buried himself to die?
I don't know. Yeah, you should have seen what my old lady did though.
Sorry, guys, plenty of the animal people out there. I'm an animal guy too. Hey, I didn't mean to kill the hamster. I really did.
You should have seen my wife though. She bought like the Hotel Ritz. Like we had this thing, bro. We had double-decker things. This thing was out the ass.
You love your animals over there.
Oh my God, we have no doubt too. Hey, so I saw Johnny Mac got a puppy.
Yeah, Johnny Mac got a bulldog. He said, right? Is that what he said? Yeah, bulldog, right?
Yeah, bulldog. Yeah, I got a dog too who doesn't want to take a piss outside either in the rain.
Yeah, my dog hates it.
Fuji, I didn't want
anything. My dog hates it. They all hated it. But
yeah.
You know what he named it? Did you hear that?
No, what did he name him?
Tank.
Tank.
Wait, so the place he adopted it from called him Big Mac. And I'm like, John's like, I can't. People call me J Mac, so I don't want to keep him Big Mac, so I named him Tank.
Big
and
Mac.
I'm like, wait, John. So we got Jeff Kerr who comes on every Monday, and his dog's name is Barkley. And now John's dog's name is Tank. Eagle running back. This is the Eagle running back.
Yeah. Tank and Barkley. I got it. I like it. All right. So, hey, do you know what some news is coming up here on March 5th?
What's that?
Howie Roseman's contract's up.
That's not true.
It is true. It's up.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
He signed in 22 a 3-year deal.
25 was the last year. He signed a 3-year deal. Yeah. 22.
Yeah. Last year was the last year. Yes.
Here, watch this. Here.
Howie Roseman is the highest paid general manager.
No way. Howie's deal's up right now. When is Howie? I saw it the other day. Roseman's contract up.
By the way, can I just go on record that I would never name a dog after a football player?
Yeah, here it is. Howie Roseman's contract through the end of the 2025 season. He signed a 3-year contract in March of 22, ensuring that he remains with the team through 25. His contract is up.
Okay, so let me ask you this then: if it's true, what are you insinuating? That they're not gonna get it done?
No, I am asking you to fill it in.
Oh,
Howie Roseman's contract is up.
Highest paid in the league. Well, according to the National Football Show and all the great listeners of the National Football Show, the quarterback has nothing to do with the winning. The head coach has nothing to do with the winning. So it's got to be somebody. You better pay Howie, right?
Yeah, but what I would say is this. Well, how much is my value on the open market?
Yeah, but do you think Howie wants to, I get where you're coming from, but do you think he wants to leave?
Don't you want to know what your value is?
Yeah, but
do you think anybody wants to know what their value? You think they want to know what AJ's value is in the open market?
Right now, my value is the piece of toast I ate before the program.
Oh my God! My house right now, I don't have very much value.
But I get your point. But my point, like, is the grass isn't greener. Do you think Howie's going to go somewhere and like be a better GM? Like, he's got it all here. Is my thing. Like, why would he need to leave?
So let me ask you. Okay, I'll make a comparison to you, and I've said this before. So when Theo Epstein was with the Padres and he ends up getting hired by the Boston Red Sox as their GM, and he delivers something to curse the babe, and he ends that and he wins a World Series. Then what does he do? He doesn't stay in Boston in a comfort zone. He goes to Chicago, and the Cubs hadn't won a World Series since like horses drank out of a trough going to Wrigley, and they win a World Series. You think that his legacy, Theo Epstein's legacy, is like, can you imagine if Howie went somewhere else and did the same thing that he's doing now, and he delivered multiple world championships, and he was known as the greatest general manager in the Cap era of all time? No. We're already starting to debate. I mean, John Schneider's got just as good a resume as Howie. He's got just as good a resume.
Don't you think that's a big risk, though?
They don't.
Because, well, let me ask you.
Massive risk.
Okay, all right. So that's my point. Like, what do you, let me ask you. Right now, do you believe that Howie Roseman is a Hall of Fame general manager?
I do.
With 2 Super Bowls and some of the stuff that they
one of the times that I will finally admit it, I'm wrong. I was wrong about him at the beginning.
Well, I don't. Wrong. I mean, wait, because I'll pick on you when you're wrong, and you know I will. You weren't really wrong. I mean, in 2021, when you started your show here on JAKIB Sports, that was after the 2020 season where Jalen Reagor was an objective bust. They had 0 wide receivers. The offensive line from the 2020 season was completely and utterly wrecked, destroyed, and injured. No, that was a different time. The last 5 years have changed a lot of narratives on Howie Roseman. That's perfectly fine to say. So I don't agree that you were way wrong. Were you wrong on some things? Yeah, but it did look like he was a glorified accountant in the beginning. It did. I think he's gotten a lot better at personnel, a lot better at drafting, a lot better at using the team around him, a lot better at a lot of things. That's
How about a lot better at listening? How about a lot better at listening?
Yeah, I think that's a good one too.
So you don't think he would ever want to go anywhere and challenge himself?
I mean, I can't speak on that because I don't know what Howie thinks personally, but I do wonder. I mean, if assuming he doesn't have any more grandiose plans of like being something bigger than a GM, like I don't know what that would look like, but if he doesn't want to start a GM agency or something, I don't know, something like that. Like if he wants to be a GM, where are you going to go? Jeffrey gives you all the money you need. He lets you sign the contracts you need. He lets you structure them so you can keep adding talent. In a way, Jeffrey's organizational setup, for the flaws that do exist in it, does allow Howie to operate the way he does, which gives him the Hall of Fame resume. That gives him the Hall of Fame pedigree. It gives him the ability to shake and bake and build rosters like he has. So if I were him, I wouldn't want to go anywhere. And by the way, I don't want you to discount this. Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie are real close. Now, they're not family. It's a business relationship, but they're very close. Okay, they come from the same religious belief. They are thick as thieves. There's a reason that all the coaching changes, even when Chip Kelly failed, and even before Chip Kelly, when Andy was gone, there's a reason he never got rid of Howie. So I think I don't dismiss that. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman are real tight, and I don't think Howie would turn on him.
Can I tell you where I think and what Howie would do next if he was to ever leave Philly? Can you see Howie Roseman starting an agency and being like an agent? Like, going out there and being like a Drew Rosenhaus?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would be as fulfilling for him. Like, one thing that
it'd be more financially rewarding for him.
It would certainly be more financially rewarding. Certainly. And you look, the thing about that is whenever you bring up a question like that, you can never speak on what another man's, what his aspirations are. Some people will look at Howie and say, oh, you make enough. And then other people might look at Howie and say, yeah, you're a chump change, man. You got to get to a couple $100 million, $300 million, $400 million, $1 billion, So there's different goals. Everybody's got different goals, different aspirations, different beliefs about what's enough and what's not enough or what you want to accomplish. So I don't know. My feeling, though, is Howie's happy at Philly.
You don't ever see the owner and the kid ever pushing him out.
Well, if Julian gets in charge, I think that changes a lot. But I don't see Howie firing. Or I don't see Jeffrey Lurie firing Howie. Now, if Jeffrey Lurie, I don't know how old he is, but God forbid, which is going. I mean, we all die. So if he does die one day and his son takes over the team, well, then all cards are off the table. I mean, anything could happen at that point. But we'll see. We'll see.
What hurts his position in this new offensive approach. And what I mean by position is this: how much power does he have in all these decisions that are being made? You think they say anything to him? Do you think they run anything? Not that they're asking him for his okay and his wand waving, but what don't you think if you're making such massive changes in the O-line, coach, and the coordinator and the passing coordinator and all the hires that you've never heard of some of these names before, don't you think you would I would feel obligated to go, Jalen, what do you make of this? I'm not saying I'm going to dictate but I would want to know
it's a courtesy thing. Yeah, it's a courtesy thing.
A courtesy.
Who runs the offense? Now, imagine if I made sweeping changes to your show and I never told you. What the fuck? What do you want me to do? I host the show. He runs the offense. So right. I think you're right. You got to. I don't know though. I mean, this is a weird organization where head coaches don't have the type of say.
Did you hear what I pointed out? Most of your coaches don't have more than 2 years here.
And most of the head coaches, if they do stay for longer than 2 years, they never get the type of power that most would get. I mean, you look at a coach like a Harbaugh, you look at a coach like Tomlin, you look at a McVay, a Shanahan. These guys have say-so, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, the coach is more important than the GM in most of those places. So it is a little different in Philly with that. So I don't know how much they would give to Jalen, but you got to think they've talked to Jalen. I'll tell you what, Jalen was running around the Pro Bowl after Mannion was hired with a big smile. I mean, he looked like he was the happiest guy I've ever seen. I think he was happy to be done the Kevin Patullo season.
I wonder how he's going to fit into this, though. Like I heard you and John talking. Do you think there's going to be complete change, or do you think this is a subtle change?
Well, it's the hirings would insinuate it's a complete change.
Yes.
Where I agree with John is he's like, if you're a good coach and you're actually a good coach, not which means accentuate the talents of your players. A sweeping change doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for the quarterback. It doesn't make sense for the running back. It doesn't make sense for the offensive line, especially Landon Dickerson. It doesn't really make sense for A.J. Brown. I mean, A.J. Brown's a great receiver, and I'm sure he can manage it, but he's not really a motion, move all over the place type of guy. He's not a manufactured touch guy. He's not any of that things. So let's say your quarterback, your running back, your wide receiver one, and your offensive line, or at least a part of your offensive line.
Absolutely.
So then the question is okay, if they're going to modify it to get better from last year, that makes sense. But how much do you modify? How far do you go? How far are they willing to go? I don't know how far they're willing to go with it.
Do you think Goddard's back?
I could see a 1-year deal with a drafted guy so you have your replacement. But right now my gut tells me no.
I asked a guy that's out there what his market value is. He came back at $7 million.
Mm-hmm. That's what Spotrac says too. Spotrac actually says 6, I think.
Oh, really? I heard a guy say $7 million. Wouldn't you bring him back on a 2-year deal with that?
Yeah, I would.
I'd give him $14 million over 2 years and lock that position up. And also draft his guy in the 2nd and 3rd round, right?
Yeah, I would do it. I'm with you. Let me look up what it says his value is. Dallas Goedert. Let's go to market value. Yeah, $6 million. Average, and it says it's a 1 year, like it looks. Now, this isn't perfect science here. This isn't, that's not. But it says 1 year. He's a 21st ranked tight end right now. 357th best player in football is what they put him as. 1 year, $6 million deal. Now, I'll say this, though. Mark Andrews signed, at 29 years old, right? Now, he's Mark Andrews. He had that 3 years, $39 million. Last year, Darren Waller, who's not as good as him, 32, got a $2 million deal. Last year, Tyler Higbee.
Take a look at the guy in Arizona.
Yeah, but he's young. I'm trying to find older signs.
Okay.
So Tyler Higbee signed when he was 30. He got 2 years, $17 million, good for 8.5 a year. I could see that being where it is.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Who do you think is going to be a tougher negotiation? Jalen Carter or Jalen Phillips?
A tougher negotiation is probably Carter. Just because I think everybody, including him, including his agent, including me and you at a certain time, including John, including all the listeners, thought that guy's going to be the highest paid defensive player in football, or defensive tackle in football. I mean, we used to talk about, remember, you used to look at Chris
35.
Johnson, right, 35 plus. And that's what most people thought. And now I think you get to the negotiation table, and it's not that he's not a great player. It's that, I don't know about that. And
is it a character thing? Is it a character thing for you?
Well, it's a combination of everything. I mean, is the character a part of the reason that he hasn't been conditioned like he should be conditioned? Is the conditioning because of the injuries? Are the injuries a problem in their own right where that might stop him from ever reaching that potential? The player didn't play as good as he could have played. That could be for a litany of reasons. It could be because it's on him. It could be because the injuries slowed him down. It could be because the injuries stopped his conditioning, and that's what impacted him. So it's a multi-pronged thing here, but the reality is, as good as Carter is, he has not played to that level. So it's hard to stroke that contract for a player that is young, does have the history he has. I know people like to, I don't hold that against Jalen Carter, because anybody who's ever been 18 or 19 years old knows that, hey, you made a lot of mistakes. You did a lot of dumb shit in your life, all right? And what he did was super dumb. But I'm not going to hold that over him for life, but I think it's a trend, or at least it's used as a trend when you see some of the things that have happened this year. So I think that's a really tough contract, dude. I really do. I think that's a tough contract.
Senor, the reason that I'm going the other way now with Goddard is because of the money. Because I thought it was going to be $12 million.
Senor, I love you, brother. I really do. But man, sometimes you can be really stupid. I mean, is it not obvious why Sileo has changed? He thought he was
because the money changed.
Now he thinks he's getting 7. I mean, come on, Senor.
Yeah, I think
Senor, wake up, Senor.
I got another tough question here for you. Is it more important to get JAKIB Campbell on the field in 2026? Or is it more important to pay Kobe Dean when you have Zach Bond there? Okay, you have to start the 2026 season with JAKIB Campbell starting, dude. You can't have a first round pick sitting there at a rotation piece.
Well, let me ask you this.
That'd be 2 ones that you're – wait a minute. Listen to this. That means you would have Nolan Smith and you would have JAKIB Campbell going into a year not starting for you.
As a rotational piece, essentially. You remember something I said at the beginning of this offseason? Well, you know what? Before we go there, let me ask you this. There's 3 linebackers. Nakobe Dean, JAKIB Campbell, and Zach Bond. Who fits what role? Who fits the Mike? Who fits the Will? What 2 linebackers are the most similar? And who has the most, the more limited skill set from a sense of you can't put them all over? To you.
Boy, man.
Like, to me,
I think the 3 of them are very versatile.
They are, but my point with that was JAKIB Campbell to me more resembles a replacement for Zach Bond than he does the Mike, which is where Nakobe Dean thrives. Now, I know Nakobe's got the injuries, I'm very high. I like Nakobe Dean a lot. I've made that very clear. And I said at the beginning of this offseason, Howie paid huge money to a linebacker last year. Very un-Howie-like. And he drafted and he used the first-round pick, Sills, on Jahad Campbell. And if you remember, me and John talked about this today. When Howie got to the podium after that draft pick, he comped him to Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Then Vic got a hold of him and said, no. He's an off-ball linebacker.
That's right.
But I don't know if Howie drafted him to be an off-ball linebacker. So the way I'm thinking about it is, so Howie's got a first-round pick and a top-tier contract on off-ball linebackers when he didn't like to spend there at all. Do you trade Bond? Pay Nakobe half the price?
What a gamble.
Let Jahad Campbell on the field? I understand moving on from Bond's hard. He's almost 30, not getting any younger and not getting any cheaper.
This year? Going to move on from him?
I don't think you want to. I'm not saying I want to, but I just floated that out there because it was like.
No, this is tough to see because it impacts whether you keep the kid or not.
Like, I think Nakobe Dean and Jahad Campbell are a great tandem. I don't know if Nakobe Dean or if Jahad Campbell and Zach Vaughn are as good of a tandem when it comes to fits with each other. Like, Nakobe and Jahad have perfect complementary skill sets. Jahad can get to the flat. He's got great athleticism. He can rush the passer. He can play off the edge. He can cover. He's got speed, athleticism, size, length, everything you want. Nakobe is your prototypical. He's a Mike. He's a perfect middle linebacker. I don't know. I think they fit together perfect.
Okay, here's what is being projected. 4 years, $31.599 million for an average annual salary of $7.899 million. That would be, and that is with that's Spotrac, guys. $7.9 million would be roughly an average of $31.5 million. Would you pay that? Boy, isn't that right in the heart? That's right in the number where you go, ugh. That's right in the middle where you're doing this. It's not over the top, but it's an awful lot for a third backer, and which means you would be doing this. Am I right? So you're gonna pay a guy 8. Let me see here. 11, you're gonna pay $25 million between Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond, and you got a first rounder. All right, who the fuck plays? You mean to tell me you're gonna sit Jahad Campbell another year?
Yeah, it's tough. And Sig says the number one thing. I mean, this is what makes it hard. If Nakobe Dean never had the injury concerns, it's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, but you know what the conversation now has become? He's good. He's good.
When you're good and you play 8 games,
that sucks.
Then you're 50% good.
I got it. So what if this dude goes to like Tampa or Dallas and is the first team All-Pro?
Oh, I'm predicting he's going to have a great career.
Okay, so he leaves and he's a Milton Williams and he goes somewhere else and he stars somewhere else?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't want
to play. That's a miss.
I know, but you can't play hindsight 2020 after it happens. The deal is now. Would you do the deal now knowing what you know about Nakobe? Not what he might do in the future. What you know, would you pay?
How old is Bond again?
Let me look it up for you. I'm pretty sure 29, but let me check.
Fuck, he's still got 2 years.
29.
He's still got 2 years, dude. When's he going to turn 30?
December. So he just turned 29.
He's a young guy. And on top of that, let's not forget something about Bond. He didn't play extensive reps in New Orleans. Like, he don't have a lot of mileage on that tire. He was a special teams guy in New Orleans. We're not talking about a guy taking 1,000 reps. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a guy the last 2 years has played very limited ball. And to like Denny's point, he's reliable. That's a tough exit for another good player. This will be the third really good player in 2 years that the Eagles will let walk out the room when they let Dean out. You let Sweat go, you let Milton go, now you're going to let JAKIB go. And get this, he's young too. And I totally get, you're not wrong. The injury things make this even harder.
Yeah.
But you know what makes it even harder? You can't start the 2026 season with Jahad Campbell on the bench.
I agree with that. I agree. And especially because, by the way, when he played, he showed some major signs. I mean, he was a good player.
I didn't have a problem with him.
Yeah, me too. So I agree with you. It's a tough one, man. You know, and I'm a little jaded on it because I really like Nakobe Dean as a player. Like, he's the kind of player that I would look for if I owned a football.
I think it says a lot they put the green dot on him.
Yeah, I mean, he just embodies more than just a good player. I mean, he really is a mature dude. He's a smart dude. He's a good representative of the organization. He handles himself well, carries himself well, leads well. He does everything well, man. He's tough to move on from.
Okay, here, follow me here. If you're thinking of signing him, doesn't the two guys in front of him, it makes it even more imperative if you keep Nakobe to have Davis and Carter there for the next 4 years, because why? You keep the offensive guards and you keep everybody off the guy. And let's face it, when he came back from his injury, how do you think he played? How do you think Nakobe played this year? When he came back, what was it, week 6? I forget what week he came back. How do you think he played this past season?
I think Nakobe.
Give me a grade. What do you think he was?
Who, Nakobe?
Yeah.
I mean, he was pretty good, man. I mean, you know, him and Jalen Phillips were the two biggest additions to the defense this year. When he got back and when Jalen Phillips showed up. So I'd have to look a little deeper, but pretty good, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a missile.
Yeah, so I think pretty good. I mean, every time it felt like the defense got pressure, it felt like he was right there. Great blitzer. I mean, it felt like he was really good. Good against the run, too. Good point, not hurt season. Yeah.
See, I look at that and I'm like, all right, well, what a tough decision to make. All right, what do you do with Nolan Smith this offseason?
I think you wait and see. Nolan, I'm not giving him any sort of deal yet, but here's the thing about Nolan.
Would you think of trading him? Would you think of packaging him
I'd
up?
think of it. I'd have to get the right offer, but I'd think of it for sure. The thing with Nolan is this, to me. He has showed some signs. Now, he hasn't been a first-round pick, but he hasn't been a complete bust either.
I thought he was a first-round pick last 7 games of last year.
Yes, but that's, as you always say, that's a long time ago, man.
Yep.
You know, we just had a full season of football, you know, and I didn't see that guy. So, I don't want to take a small 7-game sample size and just kind of hope that that's the player he is. So, he showed some signs. He does certain things very well that I think my point is, I think he's a good player. I don't think he's a great player. I think he's a solid guy right now. In fact, I think he's a good 3. Right? Okay. That's not enough to give him a long-term contract, but it's also not enough for me to move on when my edge rushing room is thin. Now, if they pay Jalen Phillips, I think it wouldn't surprise me if there was a deal struck for him. I think he'll be back even if they do pay Jalen Phillips, but it wouldn't surprise me if you pay Jalen and then you shop Nolan to try and get a mid-round, maybe a 3rd. What do you think he'd go for?
I think he'd go for a 3 for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Jalen Phillips went for a 3.
Well, Jalen Phillips went for a late 3.
And he had the 2 injuries, so
it was a late 3. Was the
32nd deal too, so it's a little.
It was the 32nd pick in the 3rd round, which is almost a 4th rounder.
Who, Phillips?
Bro, you gave him your pick.
Oh, we traded. I thought you said he was drafted. I'm like, no.
No. You gave him your 32nd 3rd rounder.
Yeah.
So that's almost a 4th round pick. Okay, I mean, yeah. A lot of people in Philly, man, they think Jalen Phillips is a superstar player. Boy, I think he's a really good player. I think he's a $14, $15 million guy. I don't think he's a $20 million guy. I'm not going there, dude.
Who? Jalen's not a $20 million guy?
Jalen Phillips is not a $20 million guy.
I agree with you, but do you let him walk? Like, this is where I struggle with this because, 15, 20, we act like it's a huge difference. But this is how I look at it. And I know it's probably not right.
But it's a huge difference when you have so much money tied up on offense.
Right. That's where it's a big deal because you got to build a 53-man roster. But here's my question. Like, we saw 11 Temu signings last year. Half of them made $2 to $3 million. All right. Would you pay $5 million more a year to Jalen Phillips over paying Azeez Ojulari and Joshua Uche last year, who combined for $5 million? I know it's not a perfect way to do it because there's other things you have to address, and you need depth, and you need players, and you need more guys to fill out your roster. But sometimes I think we get a little too caught up. Like, yeah, I'll take the good player for an extra $5 million than patchwork with a bunch of stiffs.
Do you draft a wide receiver in the draft coming up?
Yeah. Because even if I think 3 maybe.
Wow. Okay.
At 3 if AJ's back. If AJ's gone, you might have to go higher. John's right. He's pointing this out. He's like, when's the last time they drafted great players, first, second round on the offense? Offense doesn't look as good anymore. They even drafted there. Last premium pick was Tyler Steen, and he was a 3rd rounder. The picks before that was Devontae Smith and Landon Dickerson.
That
was Jalen Reagor and Jalen Hurts.
Cam's made a couple Pro Bowls.
Cam. I forgot Cam.
Cam's made a couple, but, I mean, the last time you guys drafted a skilled guy that was a successful guy was Devontae.
Yeah,
that's your last
2021, 10th overall.
That's your last one. By the way, if you had to do that all over again, would you take Micah? Would you take Devontae?
I take Micah.
Yeah. I'm not dissing on him too, man. I like Devontae a lot. I really do.
He's one of my favorite players, man. I loved him in Alabama. I love Devontae, but I mean, let's call a spade a spade. He's right at the 1,000-yard mark every year. I mean, that's good. He's a good player, but that's kind of commonplace in today's NFL. I mean, a lot of guys get 1,000 yards.
Absolutely. 60 yards.
That's a big pick, man. 10th overall.
How many more years do you think? How many more years do you think Landon has?
Good question. How old is he? I mean, you got to think if that came out this year, he's 27.
I'm going into the O-line. I'm going to ask you a question here because how many years do you think Landon has?
Well, you got to think this. If he thought about it this year, he's probably going to be thinking about it every year hereafter. All right?
Yeah.
I think 3 to 4, hopefully.
Okay. I'll say 3. I agree with Landon. Okay. I agree with you on Landon. How many years do you think Cam Jerkins has here left?
Wait, are you asking here or
here in Philly? Career? Here in Philly.
Cam, I could see another 2 years. This year or next year.
Okay.
But if he plays well, he'll be here much longer.
Okay. Do you agree the right guard is interchangeable?
Yeah, has been. That's been the history.
Okay. How many years do you believe Lane?
1.
1
year.
How many years do you think Mulata? 5?
Yeah, I feel pretty well. Here's a caveat. You ready for the caveat on Mulata?
Sure.
Jordan Mulata couldn't put on a football helmet when he was drafted to the City of Brotherly Love.
He's a young 28, whatever he is.
No, that's not even the route I'm going. That's a good point too. He's a young 28, but here's another route. Ready? He's had one direct coach who's coached him on technique, on fundamentals, on playing the position his entire life. And it's been one of the best offensive line coaches in the last 50 years. Now he's gone. Now, I don't think my lot is just going to, let me walk away from my max contract. I'm not saying that. But as the time unfolds, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years goes by, does that career shorten as compared to what it could have been? Potentially, right?
Yeah.
So I hope not, but it's definitely a factor to me.
So I want to point this out to you. I think we've been looking at it too micro and not macro in this O-line. John says that you guys are hoping for a rebirth of health. We just went over this. In the next 3 years, you're going to be replacing 4 of your 5 guys, except for Mulata. Lane's gone. The right guard is interchangeable. Cam maybe has 2 years. Landon's got 3 years. And Mulata's the only guy with longevity. Zander, in the next, it's not just about finding Lane's replacement. You got to find the unit's replacement.
You got to find guys. I agree with you. Now, here, how do you gauge that in terms of right now? Because I think your point is good that you can't just sit here and act like it's going to be peaches and cream forever. But like you got to win now. Like I'm not going to draft everything now to work. You know you get what I'm saying? Like I can't.
Yeah, but the one consummate under Nick has been that line.
Yeah, but how? I mean, they well.
There's only been one guy moved off that line in the 5 years Nick's been here. Sayamalo, Cam, Becton, Steen.
Can anybody find me a single offensive lineman that's been drafted to Philadelphia, did not live up to what he was expected to do in Philly, and then went somewhere else and played well? Is there a single one in the last decade?
I think Sayamalo played pretty decent.
No, but that he doesn't qualify.
But not to the level of
what he doesn't qualify because he didn't leave because he couldn't get on the field. He was a cap casualty.
Yes, he left because of money.
I'm talking about a guy that didn't develop enough in Philly to ever play and then go somewhere else and play.
No.
So my point in saying that is if you drafted an O-line in Philly that was worth a damn in the NFL and Jeff Stoutland was your coach, that guy got on the field.
Yep.
I don't care if it was the 7th round with Jordan Mailata, the 3rd round, the 5th round, the 1st round, the 2nd round. They get on the field. Now you're going to draft a bunch of O-line replacements like you're talking about.
Yep.
Is there any guarantee, 1, you're going to pick the right guys? 2, you're going to develop the right guys properly.
Yep.
You know? Because the thing with Stoutland was, if Stoutland couldn't get you up to speed, because he wasn't magic, obviously, I don't think anybody could. And the best example of that's Andre Dillard.
Right, I agree.
Remember, he got a big money deal. He lost to Jordan Mailata, but that was when Mailata first year started. So if you can play, we always had that coach that was, if you can play, you're going to be able to play in Philly. And now we don't have that. And now I wonder how hard it's going to be to replace those guys as opposed to how hard it was a couple years prior. I think it's a big change, man. I really do.
You understand. I didn't realize that until we just put this down on paper. Bro, in the next 3 years, 90% of that old line's being changed.
Well, potentially. I mean, it's not, you don't
Lane's
know.
gone. Lane's gone, dude.
Lane is I would say Lane and Tyler are definites.
I think Lane and Cam are definites.
Well, what if Cam comes back and plays well?
What, because he went down there for the SR treatment?
Because Pablo Jurgens he hit Colombia to get his stem cells.
So this guy went down there and got he's chasing that Brazilian tail. That's what he was doing. He went down and got a Brazilian back. You know what he got? He got a Brazilian butt tuck.
Yeah, I don't know what he got. It's weird too because the whole thing was like promo. Like you see it posted a picture of the IV bag, Go Birds on it. I'm like, what? Are you getting treatment or did you get a sponsorship deal?
Dude, I got to tell you something before we get Mike. Don't tell Mike North this, but Mike North's in the green room, folks. But going to Hammond.
Wait,
embarrassment.
I haven't followed this enough, so I'll be listening.
What an embarrassment.
They're not changing the name or anything, are they? They're not. No, nothing like that.
Well,
right?
wait. Well, no, look. The New York Giants and Jets didn't change. They're in Jersey.
So they're going to be the Chicago Bears out of Indiana. Mike, are you moving to Indiana next?
You see Mike moving out of Indiana.
By the way, isn't that a great tragedy? I mean, I'm an Eagles guy. I grew up, right outside the city, but I've always had an admiration for the franchise of the Bears. Like, I've always thought it was just a great franchise, just a cool brand, one of the original brands, kind of an iconic football team. It really is. You hate to see it, man. Bro. Sorry for the Chicago people.
That guy JB Prick, their governor, I mean, he is a absolute buffoon. And the guy, and then the mayor, what happened? I can't believe that the Bears are making a public statement. I'll tell you this. I don't want to go. Daly when I need his ass.
I don't need to go.
Daly would have went behind the scenes, Zander, and said this: "Hey, let's get this Guinea over here. Let's get this Irishman over here. Let's get these guys together here." And by the way, I got a business card. Anytime you see this card here, sign Mayor Daly. Give this guy all he needs.
These politicians, man, they're stiffs. They're every last one of them. They're all stiffs. But
hey, I better hurry up and get you the hell out of here, or get.
Oh yeah, 429, bro. My clock is out. I am
get my ass kicked out of here, man. All right, Big C. I will see you soon, my friend.
Wait, let me make sure just real quick because I can come back and do them. We only got one. Let's read it.
All right.
I'm not saying reach for O-line with the first pick. Need multiple swings, draft picks, free agents, unless y'all take 25 O-line picks to develop. No,
dude,
you're not going to do that.
You're not doing any of that.
Are we shopping at Nordstrom's or at Timu's in free agency? I'd say Timu again.
I think Timo. You guys are going to be going Timo here.
All right, that's all. All right, brother. Good segment, man. I'll catch you.
You got it, man. I appreciate you. Thank you there.